What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Being a Reaction. Today we're looking at the Halo Combat Evolved Speedrun by Games Done Quick. Let's go to get it started.
Money making season and being broke is treason.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Kronos, and I'm here.
What up, Kronos?
To play some Halo Combat Evolved. I'm a Halo and Elder Scrolls speedrunner.
Elder Scrolls too? I might have to look at that. Elder Scrolls Skyrim, one of my favorite games. I might have to look at that one too.
Goat Rope is my commentary buddy.
Even though I know how broken Skyrim
my name
is.
Goat Rope. I'm a long time on and off Halo speedrunner, emphasis on the off. I had the privilege of running this game at SGDQ in 2014, and I am so excited to see Kronos play it today because he's going to do it so much faster and so much better than I ever possibly could. I'm excited to watch it happen.
Okay, and I will start in just a bit. Let me get out, and once this cutscene is over, then time will start.
And so will the tricks. We're immediately jumping into an out-of-bounds double teleport, I believe.
Wait, what?
You know, walking around through doors is
Wait,
bounds.
hold on. How?
And so will the tricks. We're immediately jumping into an out-of-bounds double teleport, I believe.
How the heck?
You know, walking around through doors is for fools. Oh, first try. Yeah, so you're going to see a lot of out-of-bounds shenanigans here. You're going to see a lot of, we just call them
Just off
teleports.
top?
Really short version is that if you can intersect yourself with some geometry in a weird way, the game will just bloop, teleport you maybe a meter away, maybe 100 meters away. It's faster than walking, so we're gonna do it a bunch, even if it's confusing for you to watch. Sorry.
Okay.
That was amazing to get first try right there.
Yeah, that is not a trick that people do in full game runs very often. So trying it on a marathon stage is, I gotta say, pretty impressive.
So he just teleported. All right.
Son, you'll have to find ammo as you go.
Okay, so yeah, this is the Pillar of Autumn first level.
It's gonna be real interesting.
It's pretty simple overall, you would think, with just running through hallways, killing enemies. But it has some of the most tricky, tricks, so to say, with, oh boy.
Hey, marathon luck, that happened to me too.
Wait, what happened?
Oh, boy.
Oh yeah, he got murked.
Hey, marathon luck, that happened to me too.
We playing on Legendary.
Yes,
Yeah.
the triple elite door. Very, very fun.
It's a great opportunity to describe, I'm assuming most people have played Halo and Legendary, and if you have, you probably know
I haven't.
There's a lot of variance in what enemies it actually throws at you. Sometimes you get
I have not played Halo and Legendary. I'm good.
You can't
I'm
really
straight.
You can't really control it, and sometimes it just happens, and you got to deal with it as a Legendary runner. So second try is not bad.
Yeah.
We're through here, and as Kronos was mentioning, for a long time, for 19 years, 20 years, this level was just running through hallways. Maybe there's a grenade jump here and there, but things have changed in the last year or two. People have gotten a bit crazy with the out-of-bounds technology, as you already saw, and you're going to see in a minute.
Yeah, so this next stuff is just killing enemies, running through hallways.
So if you hit them in the back, they just die?
There's a little bit of trigger manipulation here. If he kills too many enemies in this room, a second wave will spawn, so he wants to run through killing as few as possible. And you can actually get bad luck if the elites or the Marines throw a grenade and kill too many. You get an extra wave and they just instantly nuke you.
Okay, so we throw plasma, try to kill these guys. This elite is not cooperating. Let's get a checkpoint here.
This is an important checkpoint because we're about to see that cool. We're going to see a shield bump, which again is
A shield bump?
intersecting the player with some geometry and getting teleported.
And he going crazy with the shots.
The geometry in choice is this little stationary shield you see in the next room. He's going to shoot it with the plasma weapon enough times for it to power down, and then 7 seconds later it's going to power back up, and as it powers up, it's going to intersect with the Master Chief, and if he's positioned himself correctly, it's a very, very precise position. It should eject him vertically into the ceiling, and then hopefully, there we go. Yeah, nice. That's great. All right, so he's got the checkpoint.
This is crazy.
There's gonna be a bit of out-of-bounds platforming. This is a trick that would not have been possible on the original Xbox, on the original PC release. You can when you're out of bounds in the original version of this game, everything is totally invisible except for the last room that you're in. So all of this geometry he's climbing across would be totally invisible. You could not do any of this. But with the 2011 anniversary remake, they added these new graphics, and I guess they modified the rendering engine in some way that when you're in new graphics, you can actually see out of bounds geometry. Here comes another teleport. Lining it up.
Oh, first try. Let's
into
go.
the maintenance hall.
I'm so happy about that.
That's not an easy trick at all. Like, I think
How the heck did people figure this out?
It's like 3 minutes into the run, but man, that's sick. If you watch Halo speedruns on Twitch, you're going to see a lot of resetting of this level just to that trick. So that's super sick to hit first try in a marathon.
Yeah, it is very difficult. A lot of these teleports are basically pixel precise. It's not really a pixel, but it's based off of a lot of factors like your mouse sensitivity in game and your camera like position. It's very tricky.
There are some teleports that you cannot do on certain mouse sensitivities because the position is so precise you literally can't get the position with your mouse because your sensitivity is wrong. It took us a while to figure that out, but once we did, there's a list of approved sensitivities that you can do each trick with. It's kind of ridiculous. That's POA. That was a total.
What about controllers? Because I use controller. I don't use mouse.
One death, but you know, that's fine.
At
last.
You got to get one death out of the way.
Can you move?
Show the marathon nerves, you know? This is Halo. This is a slower paced level than POA, but it's not as slow paced as it used to be. It used to just be, oh yeah, here's some combat, here's some driving down a hill. But there's actually some crazy stuff. Like we did not have drop skip back when I ran this game. There's like, I don't know, fancier strats for the final areas. It's cool.
Yeah. So we did a grenade jump.
A grenade jump, yeah.
Skips a wave of enemies that happens here, along with some banshee spawns. So yeah, there's basically nothing at this very start section, which makes this the perfect time for some donations.
Yep.
Thank you very much. I got you covered. We've got $25 from Sleek. Best of luck, Kronos. You do a ton for our community, and I hope for first try Dark Door. Did someone say haloruns.com? That sounds like a good website. Should people go there?
Absolutely. If you're interested in Halo or runs or the combination thereof, we've got what you need at haloruns.com.
Okay. haloruns.com.
$117 from Deltroy.
Let's look at that real quick. Let's see what they got going on in here. Oh, so they got the fastest people. So Halo on easy, somebody did it in 1 hour and 4 minutes, 57 seconds. Oh, this was in April too. Of this year, April 24th, 2022. Legendary, 1 hour and 5 minutes. That was March 4th of this year, 2022. Okay, so this some recent stuff. People are still beating sometimes. Oh no, wait. Oh no, that's a different game. I was gonna say Halo Reach, but Halo Reach is on easy at 59 minutes. April 20th, 2021. That's Halo Reach. That was not Halo CE. Okay, yeah, so this is like the fastest people. Nice. Do they show the run too? Yep, they do. They got a link to the run and everything. I'm gonna stick with the game done quick version just because I like that they explain what's going on. I haven't seen anybody else do speed runs, but usually game done quick, they explain like the tricks that they're doing, so
30-30.
It's easy to follow along.
A $117 donation train for the upcoming Halo run. Thanks, runners and the GDQ team, for another fantastic event.
I love it. So Kronos is going to be killing some Covenant here, and afterwards he's going to be doing some, we're going to say, non-canonical behavior. You're not going to read about this in the books.
Hey, he popping off on Legendary,
killing his allies. They've died on their own. It's good when your allies die in this game. If you're speedrunning, there are a lot of events in the game that only happen after Marines have had some kind of conversation. They have to talk to each other before the level progresses.
Got you.
If they're dead, it just skips that. So we got lucky there, and they just died in the fight.
Got you. So you got to kill your teammate.
Slaying his allies this run. I'm sorry if there's any fans of the UNSC Marines in the chat. This is going to be an ugly one for you.
Yeah, quite a lot. Very unfortunately.
Unprecedented number. So he's working on. There's going to be 5. There's supposed to be 5 drop ships in a row here. They just arrive and you kill the enemies. There's a glitch where if you kill them fast enough, and like that's really, really fast, then one of them will fail to spawn because it actually reuses one of the drop ships. So it's like trying to spawn a new drop ship using the old one that's still in use, and it fails because it's still in use.
He even know the
So it
grenade
just skips to the next
placements.
drop ship. It's like, I don't know, 20-30 seconds of time save. It's great.
Yeah, so all of these are some pretty precise grenade lineups.
Yeah.
So I have to be very sure that they're all perfect enough. However, some of these enemies can spawn randomly.
Yep.
So based off how they spawn, the trick might not work. So hopefully this is good.
Looks good. We got 1 radar dot. Ooh. 2
No,
enemies is
it's
nice. That's too bad. Oh well. Yeah, there is again a lot of randomness in this, like the positioning of the enemies. So which enemies in which slots is random, and the timing with which they jump out is random. So when you try to throw a predictive grenade, it doesn't always work.
Shoot. It might have been a good idea to revert there because I was super late for this drop ship. So now I'm gonna have to like kill everything manually.
Yeah, there's gonna be some improvisation here. This is a deviation from like the world record run. You will see this happen faster in the world record run, but hey, it's a marathon, so we're doing it live, and this is
Do it live.
I think some people complain that legendary runs don't have enough like real combat. You know, like you remember playing Halo as a kid, like we actually fought the enemies. Kronos has to do that now because he's in a marathon setting and things have gone slightly awry, but he's handling it pretty well so far. We need a plasma pistol. Oh boy.
That's really rough here. Yeah.
That'll happen. This is Halo speedrunning. When things go south, they go very south, and you just got to adapt. So I'm
it doesn't help that I am very low on ammo here for my plasma pistol.
Yeah, this game was clearly designed around having a plasma weapon at the ready for elites. It's basically unwinnable if you don't.
Really?
So hopefully we can work that out.
I did gravitate
These
towards the
elites
plasma
are
in my
not
gameplay,
cooperating as well.
but not because of elites. I just like the plasma pistol.
Okay.
I'm sure all of the Halo speedrunners in the chat who are watching are just really feeling Kronos right now. This is not the scenario you want to.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me actually do this. This is very casual strats right now. I have to kill this
gets it
guy,
done.
so he is not helping. And let me try to get some more ammo here. Oh boy, this is very
Hey, it's all good.
not good.
So once this is all over, we're gonna get a Warthog. We're gonna meet Echo 419. We're gonna go for a little drive, and that'll all be fun. We'll get to hear everybody's favorite Halo 1 quote.
I mean, even with him not doing this all the way perfect, it's way faster than I can ever do it. So I can't complain about it.
On Jackal.
That's better.
Like he giving a work to these boys.
It's already way out. So I have to kill them here.
Yeah.
There's
Like he fighting way better than I can regularly.
Jackal and an elite.
Yep. A lot of the challenging combat in this game we kind of trivialize by like being there when the enemies spawn. Nice job, dude. And if you're there when the enemies spawn, you can just throw a grenade on the ground and instantly kill like 4 or 5 at a time. But as soon as you're a couple seconds late and they hop out of the dropship and spread out and find cover and like start using their AI to be strategic about it, like it gets real hairy. So I gotta say, I don't envy the position that the game just decided to throw you into, but I think you handled it well. And we're through it. We're done.
Yeah.
We're on to the next part of Halo, which is awesome.
Definitely one of the harder parts of combat in this game, especially because there's some small things like the plasma pistol tracking isn't the best in this game compared to like Halo 2, for instance. Halo 2 has really good plasma pistol tracking.
Yep, the noob combo.
Yeah, the pistol itself also has a standard spread, so it is not always guaranteed to land a headshot.
Yep. Now, I do believe we have time for a couple, after the funny line here, we have time for a couple donations.
So it must lead somewhere.
I've got you covered. We've got $50 from Navy Rymar, who says, this money is not a natural formation. Someone donated, so it must go to preventing cancer. Thank you, Kronos, for making the most important game of my childhood go fast.
Transcom system to monitor their
And we've got $25 from
Dang, is this
Cyberbot
game
X.
from everybody's
I heard something
childhood?
about John Halo finishing the fight.
I just started playing it this
is
year.
So he can do that. I'm sure he can finish the fight if we get the 20G mode in Tetris the Grandmaster. Wouldn't you agree? We are on our way to meeting that incentive. We've got just $6,500 out of $75,000. So please get those donations in if you want to see some hot Tetris action.
There you go. We got Warthog Fling coming up here. A classic trick. Just a little mini
fling?
switch where when you're exiting a vehicle, you are invincible to vehicle damage. You can't be killed by getting hit by a vehicle. So if you hop out of a vehicle and have that vehicle hit you, you can get bumped. And that gets used a couple times in this run.
Oh.
Hitting the light bridge button in a way that doesn't trigger the cutscene because we skipped
Bro,
a little
who
hallway
find
that had
these
a trigger in it
glitches?
that was necessary. More driving, more donations.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot going on.
Sure, we've got tons of them. We've got
Do it.
$117 from Power Armor 13. Hey, Kronos, glad to see you at GDQ to prevent cancer. Have a good run and finish the fight.
The autumn than I had predicted.
$25 from Reese. The grenade jumps in this game take it to the next level. Literally.
Yeah, absolutely they do.
$117 from Dr. Byrne. My sister and I played Halo Combat Evolved Co-op as one of our very first video games. She's now battling cancer, and I'm donating in her honor to help siblings everywhere. Sending love and strength to everyone. Also, sis, you get first pick of rocket launcher or sniper rifle next time.
What an honor.
Speaking of sniper rifle, we'll be grabbing one right here, which is pretty nice. We'll be using it for the rest of this fight. And we will be going to clear these areas if Dodo wants to explain.
Yeah, so I hinted at the horrors earlier that the Marines are going to experience. So the lore, what's happening here in this story is that we are rescuing 3 crashed Marine escape pods. But I guess the Bungie designers...
Dang, that boy did a big jump.
We're like,
How you do that?
escape pods. But I guess the
Dang, it just
rescuing
flung 'em.
3 crashed Marine escape pods. But I guess the Bungie designers in 2000 were like, it feels bad if the Marines die and it just fails the mission. So if the player does their best and really tries, and then the Marines all die anyway, let's just let them progress through the level. We can abuse that trigger, and we can just accelerate the failing of the mission. And once all these Marines are dead, Cortana just goes, well, we tried our best, let's move on. And the level continues. And it's fine, it doesn't care that you killed them all.
Nice.
We're gonna do that for 2 of the 3 locations, and then in the 3rd location, you do have to legitimately save everybody. Or you at least, you have to kill the Covenant. If all the Marines die, the level still ends, but it's not fast. So, sadly, the Marines are not gonna make it out of this one. That's one area down.
R.I.P.
Going to
Marines.
The rock slide area next.
Y'all,
where the
life is
sniper
not in
rifle, the
vain.
aforementioned sniper rifle is gonna be very useful. We already saw what happens when you try to fight Covenant up close. You now know why we're using the sniper rifle here. Although you're not actually fighting that many Covenant. I think the Covenant are mostly occupied with killing the Marines here, which is handy for us because we don't have to kill as many of them.
Yeah. So we just kind of wait here for these Marines to fight, and then because they're
What was that grenade throw?
engaged, when we shoot them, they don't get angry at us, which is
Just don't
very
notice.
important.
And there's a trigger he has to hit by driving into the rocks here. And this section's actually faster on Legendary than on Easy, because on Easy, the Marines are really strong and tough, and the Covenant are weak and sad, and the fight goes in the Marines' favor. But on Legendary, the Marines are pretty ineffectual, and they just fall over dead, other than the 3 that are up top. So there were a bunch of Marines in there. They just died automatically, and the level is hopefully progressing. There's a bunch of shenanigans that can happen, because we're doing weird things with the triggers here, and you can soft lock here, you can break a lot can go wrong. So far things are looking good.
This
We
should
don't
be
have
a
Egg range,
solid
which is
ending
good.
here.
Yeah.
You're a sight for sore eyes, Chief. We're in a bad way. We've got wounded here.
Now we're just gonna clear out these guys.
Yep, just a matter of killing everybody. He's gonna kill enough Covenant, and then a dropship's gonna land, kill those Covenant, and then we get rescued. We move on to, I think, my favorite level, the Truth and Reconciliation.
It's also
Top
the
two,
scariest one, so
Yeah,
hopefully it all goes well.
It's gonna go great.
Yeah, it's gonna go great.
Way early.
Good shit. You're in my way, boy.
Second dropship, or yeah, the only dropship should be coming in now. Hopefully we're there in time. This I was talking earlier
Should
about
be
like
good.
being there for the spawns. You can place grenades. Oh, yeah, nice multi-kill. Oh, got an elite last. So the dialogue we're looking for is that's the last of them. We'll hear Cortana say that.
That's the last.
Nice.
There you go. So the level's gonna complete. Pretty good. Super, totally solid second half. Now it's Truth and Reconciliation. I love TNR. I love TNR. It's got the best Halo song, Under Cover of Night. It's got, I think, for Halo speedrunning, it's got the perfect combination of like, it's got legitimately hard legendary combat. It's got out of bounds tricks. It's got grenade jumps. It's got like weird trigger manipulation to skip dialogue, and it's just got everything cram packed into one little like, I don't know, perfect little package. It's wonderful.
So I'm gonna be doing.
I just remember you're doing the hard version. You're doing the hard version. Yeah. So bad news once again for the Marine fans in the chat.
Okay.
Master Chief has gone rogue. He's gonna pull a 180 at the start of the level and immediately blow up every single Marine on this Pelican with him.
For real?
Because
Difficult to explain, but
because a few minutes from now, Master Chief wants to ride a gravity lift, and the Marines need to have a conversation about the gravity lift first. So, for that reason, they're all getting nuked, which makes things hard because you don't have Marines on your side now. This combat here is insane. In speedruns, we used to stop and like kill everything and then like move through, but this is 2021, and we're speedrunning Halo, and we just run past everything.
There you go. That's the way.
If he kills the elites first with the sniper rifle, then the grunts have a very high chance of getting feared. They just run around going, ah, this is scary, instead of actually shooting you.
Plasma. Okay.
Oh, no chain reaction. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so once these enemies are... Oh, he just jumped off the cliff. Yeah. All right, so we should get a checkpoint here. A couple snipes, and then probably just gonna... Oh,
that Jackal's really bad.
That's unfortunate. Oh,
Okay.
Kronos. Okay, we got the checkpoint.
I got it.
No
It's
alert.
good.
We're good. Yeah.
Oh, that didn't die.
Yeah. So recently, the official Halo Xbox Twitter account tweeted out a funny picture of a keyboard where most of it is just a W key, and I think that keyboard would be very appropriate for a Halo speedrun.
Yeah, just walk past.
Casual play, you do a lot of waiting, a lot of lurking, a lot of flanking. Not in a speedrun. We're literally just. Of course, right now we're gonna the check.
There we go.
Of course. Right as I say it, the checkpoint decides to not come. We have to let go of W. But once again, this is another area with a ton of enemies in it that are all really strong and want to kill you. But we're just gonna run right through. This is called Camo List. There's an invisibility power up in this area that speedrunners used to go and get. It used to be really nice to take a little detour and get the invisibility, and you could just like sneak around. Not anymore. We just run past everything and hope that you can frag out. This is the grab lift area.
It's a lot more action-packed.
Combat right here. So,
Oh yeah. No shields, low health, just barreling through. Just believe it.
okay, don't kill me. I'm one red. I'm juking everything.
That's fine. The last
We are
red
good.
health bar is enormous. Not a lot of people know that, but not all health bar chunks are created equal. The first one is like effectively 0, and the last one's huge. You got there.
That was
You're good.
very, very close.
Yeah. So this is another example of grenading enemies as they spawn into the map. There's going to be 8 waves on the gravity lift here. A perfect clear is just 8 nades and 8 snipes,
okay.
but perfect clears are not easy to come by. Oh, that'll lead to really... Okay. I'm just
so
like
scared
fretting
of this
for
jackal.
you.
This jackal.
Yeah, he wants it. Oh! Okay. Back on track.
Okay, I need to delay killing that guy, so I can do this.
Oh, you got a marine grenade. That's perfect. God, this area is so hectic. Yeah. you'll notice that he's actually doing something called backpack reloading. If you press reload twice and then switch your weapon, it'll actually continue to reload while you're using your other weapon.
Wait, what? Really?
Weapon, it'll actually continue to reload while you're using your other weapon.
Huh.
Which lets him have more uptime on the sniper rifle, which is very important for a fight like this. I'm literally like clutching. Like, this fight is so stressful, but you handled that well. That was great.
Okay.
Huh,
we are
backpack
good.
reloading.
And
Artists.
now, oh, now hunters. Yeah, there you go. Hunters are easy. Okay, I didn't jinx you by saying they were easy. That's good. And now this is where that dialogue would happen, or no, another pelican would arrive to drop off more Marines. There's some kind of slow thing that happens that doesn't happen because he
it
killed all the
normally
Marines.
takes a minute for the Marines to drop off their troops.
Yeah. Oh, and we're right into another amazing trick.
Yeah.
All right, so this is belly skip. This fight, this room is supposed to have this really long, drawn out like wave fight before you get out. But if he goes up to this object and explodes it in a certain way, he gets glitched inside of it, and then if he moves around inside of it in a certain way, and then pushes a direction, he's going to get one of our famous Halo teleports up into the ceiling. Oh, we got a checkpoint. So we get to try this a couple times.
This is why we wait for the checkpoint.
Yeah, checkpoint manipulation is a very important part of Halo speedrunning. Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
He's out of
nice.
bounds. He's standing on a 1 pixel invisible ledge, and it's just tightrope walking out of bounds to the rest of the level. While once again the sad Marines. At least we're not killing them this time, but we are leaving them alone against Legendary Covenant.
Yeah,
and
so
you can
they're
hear them
dead.
Not having a great time.
Yeah.
So this is another trick that was technically possible, but was way harder on the original Halo because these out of bounds visuals did not exist. You were doing this totally blind, and people had setups to like make this platforming happen on the old graphics, but it's so much easier with the new graphics. And we just skipped a whole bunch of combat. That's like a 5-minute skip, just hopping out of bounds and skipping all sorts of things, and skipping a lot of RNG. Actually, one of the rooms he skipped used to be called the RNG room, and we don't have to deal with that anymore.
Yeah, and now we're going right immediately to another trick right here.
How does one learn all these tricks?
Are we doing quad stack?
How do you learn
We're
this?
doing
Alright.
quad stack.
In my day, it was a triple stack. Now it's a quad stack. So there's a power-up called an overshield that he's going to pick up. Once you pick it up, you've got like 2 or 3 seconds of invincibility. And if you throw enough grenades into a tight little pile, stick yourself, grab the OS, and jump, you can just launch yourself to the top of the roof. That you hit the ceiling. That was a big blast.
Yeah, that was really clean.
You can get a very differently sized blast there based on like where the grenades land, what timing they land with. So you'll see good runners will be much more consistent at having them land in a really tight bundle at the exact same time, so they all blow up right at the same time. They push you, and that was just perfectly done. Oh, Goldie's being
what are
cool.
You doing? Hello? What are you doing?
Yeah, elite pathing is like imperfect, I will say, but that was good.
That frag grenade did a lot of work there. It killed
That was great, yeah.
everything.
How he get so many sniper rifle
when you throw a
rounds?
grenade at an enemy, there's just like a dice roll that happens about whether they're going to dodge it or not. And I think we got a lucky roll there. Everyone just stood on it and died. Once again, holding W as we jump over enemies. We're making our way to the prison. Catching up with the lore, we're rescuing Captain Keyes here. He got captured and he's on this ship. That's why we're here. We're gonna go get him. And then things are gonna go weird for Keyes and the team. A double shot, I love it. Oh, no plasma for the long range stick. That's tragic.
See, I got ambushed right here. He was right by the door.
Oh.
All right,
Slightly slower, but very easy to do. So
that's cool. We did it. We rescued Captain Keyes. We're gonna take him back to somewhere that doesn't make sense later. More combat. We're just backtracking.
lots of grenades, weapons flying everywhere.
Yep. Oh, and so I mentioned earlier how there's a lot of dialogue that slows the game down that you can skip by killing Marines in this game. on this mission, there's a bunch of dialogue that Captain Keys has to say before the level can end. And if you kill Captain Keys, the game reverts you because, you know, story-wise, Captain Keys is not supposed to die.
Right.
However, we are speedrunners. We are resourceful. We found if you kill
And you went for a knee shot first. You could at least went for the
We
head.
are resourceful. We found.
Then you went for
However,
the dick
we are
shot after
speedrunners.
that.
We are resourceful. We found if you kill the other Marines and leave Captain Keys alive, Captain Keys gets mad at you and starts trying to kill you. And while he's trying to kill you, he will not do his dialogue lines. So if you kill the Marines around Keys and then start running away from him because he's attacking you, and get to the end of the level, it'll just skip the entire dialogue. It's like a 45-second skip.
Oh, nice.
And I should point out, this is not even the actual end of the level. This is like a glitched end of the level because of the grenade jump we did earlier. It's supposed to make you all go all the way back to where the grenade jump happened, but the trigger's broken this whole complex cascading way that I can't explain on stream. But trust me, we just saved a bunch of time, and now we're on Silent Cartographer. That was a great TNR, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah, that was really clean. I'm very happy about that TNR.
Oh, yeah.
The Covenant believe that what they call the
Silent
He understood.
Cartographer.
I mean,
Such
he
an
just explained
iconic
what they
level,
did,
both in
and I
for casual
followed
play and
along.
for speedrunning. This is one
But
of the first levels
I could not figure this out by myself.
that like people really got into like competing on in speedrunning back in like the early 2000s. There were a lot of different routes, a lot of different options. Like people knew about a lot of the skips. I'm gonna pretend that there's somebody in the chat who has never seen the speedrun route for this and say
I haven't.
So this whole level is shaped like a big circular island. There's 2 installations at it. You're supposed to like go to one of the installations, they lock the door on you, you go to the other installation and disable the security and then go back to the first installation and the door is open and you go through. We're just gonna glitch past the door and then glitch back past. We're also supposed to do like a D-Day fight with the Marines to like get a Warthog, but it's faster to just take a nice little beach stroll. And I always found it kind of ironic that like this was the most popular speedrun level for a long time, but it starts with like a 40-second cutscene and then a 45-second beach walk. It's like a really dull start. And then as soon as the speedrun starts, it's just like trick, done. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I believe that's how a lot of the CE levels have, like, become.
It looks like
Lots of
Yeah.
just very heavy trick-oriented levels, which is very cool.
Yep, it's such a super dense game, and we recently finished a community project, a new segmented speedrun, and Kronos and I with Cambit and Burnt, we tried to do a commentary for the run, and we did it, and it was good. But like, there's literally too much to talk about. Too many tricks happen too fast to explain them all. You'd have to like slow the video down just to talk about everything that's happening. It's ridiculous.
like the silent part.
Yeah, if you
Man, he just
want to
running over
see some
everybody?
very, very fast
like it.
Halo, you can definitely check out the segmented run on YouTube.
Oh yeah, it's nutty. All right, so this is the door that they try to lock on us, and we're just gonna fling through with the Warthog before they close it.
Oh,
Ooh,
that was...
nope.
Oh,
We're
dang.
not. Okay, we got the good checkpoint though. That's good.
Yeah.
You don't always get this checkpoint to retry. There we go. Second try. And kill this guy to pick up his grenades. Those are going to be important later. Shoot here to skip the cutscene, and we begin the descent. If he hits this corner,
Wow.
that's perfectly.
I remember that dude from he locked the door on me. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, I remember him.
Or not.
He locked
we
the
got
door on
good
me, and I
checkpoint,
tried
though.
to-
That's good. You don't always get this.
Yeah,
checkpoint to
I tried to
retry.
get
There we
him.
go. Second try. And kill this guy to pick up his grenades. Those are going to be important later. Shoot here to skip the cutscene, and we begin the descent. If he hits this corner just perfectly. Ooh, okay.
fine.
That will kill you if you don't hit that a little bit. One red. That's fine. We don't care. Activate the map room. And I mentioned in the last level that overshields make you invincible for a couple seconds. This is stick stack, and it's a thing of beauty. Oh,
Wow,
look
what
at that first try. Really well done. That's not an easy.
the
stick.
aim
Like,
and the precision.
getting that pile of grenades to explode at the same time is so much harder than it looks.
The
If you have
precision.
one grenade that's slightly off timed and it goes off early, it will actually push the rest of the grenades away before they explode, and you only get the force of one grenade instead of 5 or 6 or whatever that is. So getting that first try is awesome. I'm delighted to watch that trick. I've played a lot of this level, and just watching that trick is so nice.
Yeah, I couldn't do the triple nade stack after because the Jackal spawned there, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a second grenade stack you can do that's smaller, but it's pretty dependent on enemy position because you You need all your health, and you don't have an overshield to make it invincible. So the level's on a timer now. You can just very slowly and casually kill the camo elites here. There's a lot of controversy. There's a few different opinions between runners about how to handle these invisible elites. Some people will actually run back down and grab the Warthog and drive up here. Some people have like some positionings where they bait the elites into like this little slot here. But at the end of the day, it's just a timer. You're just kind of waiting. Awesome stuff. Great SC.
Yeah, super good.
That pistol putting in work.
Small fling, but we're
No,
good.
whatever. The people have already forgotten about it. They're blown away by the stick stack. AOTCR, welcome to the donation level.
Yes.
So there's going to be, so what's the best way to describe this? There's going to be a trick that happens. It's kind of like I think I used to call it like a reverse domino effect, where like if one domino fails to fall, the rest of them fail to fall. It's like that, but for triggers. We're going to skip one sequence of the level, and it's just going to deload everything. It's going to be a completely barren, empty level for the entire thing. It's slightly less boring than it used to be.
Money making season and being broke is treason.
Because we have more teleports, but there's not gonna be any combat past the first room. There's not gonna be any enemies. There's no like music or like trigger like or checkpoints. It's just flying through an empty glitched map. But he does still have to get through one room of legendary combat. I guess arguably two.
Oh, that grenade missed.
Oh no.
Should be
Okay,
fine.
we're good. We're good. That elite didn't seem to find that bothersome that you just ran past him.
This grunt spawned in. Interesting.
Oh, one red. Is this gonna? Okay.
No, it's fine. Everything's fine here.
I hope the Banshee doesn't kill you. Yeah, so this is an insane.
I don't know. Even without the tricks, he's still just demolishing these legendaries.
The Banshee that's flying and then crouches at a very specific time. The Banshee's gonna follow a very unusual path, crash into the wall. Oh. And if he does it perfectly, the pilot.
Oh, what? It didn't eject.
That's fine. This is a tough trick. So the goal here is, so vehicles in this game have like a kind of safety detection thing where if the vehicle is upside down and it crashes into a wall or hits some kind of geometry, it'll eject the pilot. That's for like if you flip your Warthog, it'll kick you out. But we can use that to glitch the pilot of the Banshee out. And now we have a Banshee. If you watched a Halo speedrun in years past, you would have seen him manually like jump down this bridge and like run along the ground, which is faster than actually beating the game, but it's still pretty slow compared to this. So we're just gonna be flying for a while, and we can do some donations, that's for sure.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Goat Rope. We've got the $117 train still chugging along into the station. We've got $117 from Cron Bear. Here's 117 for all the fallen UNSC Marines. Chat, can you please press F to pay respects? We got $117 from VR Master. Did someone say 117 donation train? Because I heard 117 donation train. Happy to help out in honor of my all-time favorite
go sit down,
franchise,
bro.
Halo. That's right, you did indeed hear 117 donation train.
Go lay down.
We've got $117 from McPadface. Is that a natural cave formation? It was. We've got $117 from The Man, 1086. As a former Halo runner, I always try to donate during Halo runs at GDQ, but this year's is extra special. 4 years ago, my girlfriend started chemo for colon cancer. She told me I wasn't allowed to propose to her until she had her hair back. After treatment and surgery and post-surgical complications and a pandemic, we finally got married last month. Thanks to everyone involved, from the runners to the organizers.
Shout out him and his girl.
Donating for helping out this worthy cause. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah, so I'm shooting right here to delay a checkpoint. So normally you would get a checkpoint pretty far back, and the next trick has something called Banshee teleports, where we teleport from one spot pretty far to another one using the weird geometry that exists in this game.
Yeah, I think the sad thing about a lot of these teleports is that if you're just a casual viewer, you don't actually you can't actually see how far you're actually moving. It just looks like, oh, you just like blinked from one hallway to another, but it's like this is really far. It's like 100 meters or like more. So we're gonna fly the Banshee into this hallway, which of course Bungie intended you to do. This is just this is in the books.
Definitely intended. They definitely intended this.
And I mentioned before that these teleports happen when geometry collides. So it's kind of hard to do that with a vehicle, but you know, Speedrunners are resourceful. We found a way. So he's going to put himself under the Banshee and then start punching it in certain ways. And as he punches it, it kind of rocks forward and then rocks back. Whoa! That was fast. That was like an IL teleport.
I angled it very slightly wrong, like tiny bit too far left.
Hey, that's why we have the checkpoint. Once again, checkpoint manipulation, very important in this game.
So is that just because he was firing?
It's a Half-Life game, right?
Which made it think that it was I'm thinking that if he was firing for that long to delay the checkpoint, that must have been because it thought he was in combat. That's what I'm thinking.
Trick the game into giving you a checkpoint at the right time. So yeah, again, he's going to punch the Banshee so it rocks forward, and then as it rocks back onto his head, it's going to kind of intersect with him in a way that bloop, lets him teleport to the next area and progress. And once again, there's no enemies. There's supposed to be an elite that hops into this Banshee, starts flying around, but again, there's nothing going on.
Who's the grenade for?
Teleport to the end, because, you know, why bother walking when you can teleport?
You got time for some more donations then?
Yeah, we can drop a couple in here, no problem.
Sure. We've got $25 from Dr. Zomagod, PhD. I'm a simple man. I see Halo and I donate. Let's see the teleports and
fact
wards
they could just
all
do
over
that
the
is
giant
crazy.
hula. Good luck to the runner. We've got $25 from Spartan214. That Mr. Spartan John Halo, who shoots aliens and doesn't afraid of anything. And $5 from Wacky. Let's go, Kronos. We got a watch party going on in the Discord. Everyone's cheering you on. Excited to see what library's got in store for you this time. I don't keep it loaded, son. You'll have to find ammo as you go.
Thanks, Wacky.
Yeah, Wacky's a very prominent Halo Runs community member, very active, running events, building bots, doing all sorts of great stuff for the community. Very happy to hear that the boys are in Discord. This is 343 Guilty Spark.
Discord. I need to make a Discord.
Cool level. Got some tricks, got some glitches.
If I make a Discord, would y'all join it?
Taking some innovative pathing with like a little grenade jump here.
No. I would need people, of course, if I made one.
There's a backup with the rock.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
So if you've played this game casually, you know that there's a plot twist about to happen. There's something that we used to call still called the flood reveal. There's the room where they reveal that the flood exists. We're gonna be doing reveal skip, where we never go there, so we never learn that the flood exists. They just kind of start appearing. There's no lore explanation. It's just all of a sudden there's a new enemy type. So at the bottom of this elevator is going to go into another big room. You're supposed to take a right-hand turn and go through that door and learn about the existence of the flood. Instead, we're going to take a left-hand turn, go find a weird, kind of poorly, like kind of a glitchily crafted light fixture, grenade jump into it and get clipped into this platform, standing on another platform, jump over to this invisible ledge out of bounds, hop over here, not hitting your head. Oh, perfect. All right, so that's reveal skip, and it saves like 3 minutes. And again, skips the lore reveal of where what the flood are.
It's just wild trying to remember this game and what I went through to get to this point and the stuff that I had to do to progress, and they're just skipping past it. Like it's wild.
Weird goop on the wall and a bunch of dead Covenant. I wonder what that's about. Don't know. No evidence.
Also, Camo Jumo, by the way. Very fun.
Oh, and if you haven't seen me play this game, I just played it this year for the first time. It's up on my channel.
Skip that skips that trick with an even crazier trick, but it is not full game viable. It's not marathon viable in the slightest. It's like,
oh, I miss Camo Jumo.
Dude, hardest trick in the game. Hardest trick in the game.
Yes, it is definitely the hardest trick.
Look at this. It's so second try.
There we go.
Yes, great work. Got the shotgun.
Not quite.
Tragic. I guess you don't. I don't know. Shotgun is less important than it used to be.
I wanted to grab it, but there's like a timer for picking up weapons, sort of thing.
Yeah. So we're totally invisible, cruising along. There's gonna be a couple grenade jumps, and then the end of the level with a weird trigger that went misunderstood or not understood at all for like 14 years. And then we finally figured it out. And we figured out how to, like, the ending of this level felt extremely random. And then once we figured it out, it made sense why it appeared so random. This is pretty chill. Oh, I'm jinxing you. As soon as I say it's chill, Shotgun Boy shows up.
No, it's fine.
We're
It's
good.
just hanging back.
If I jinx your run,
And he gone.
I will personally apologize.
This took me an hour by
so
itself.
That's Guilty Spark. We're out of the facility. We're going to get picked up by Foe Hammer, but that never happens. We get teleported away by Guilty Spark.
So
I
we
should talk
shoot
about
the Marines right there, actually, to make one of them follow you. It helps with this end section.
That's new to me. I did not know about that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean,
does he just like draw fire?
Yeah, so he's trying to run towards me, and he's absorbing some damage.
That's cool. Yeah, so the way this level end works, you end up at this like tower you're trying to get rescued from. And from our perspective, you just sort of had to wait for some amount of time. Sometimes it was 10 seconds, sometimes it was like several minutes, and we had no idea why. We'd like kill as many flood as we could, we'd hide, we'd fight, like do whatever we tried, didn't change anything. Eventually, we got access to the scripts controlling this part of the game. We could actually look at the code being used, and we find these sentinels in the sky. They are allies. They are on your side. They're helping you fight, but they control the end trigger. So I guess the designer was like, okay, so like the player should fight until all of their allies have died, and they're like against the ropes, and then we'll end the level. But once we figure that out, we just kill our allies again, and the level ends.
That seems to be the way to go. Kill all your allies.
It was super tight. The library. What, do you have any words for the library? I think a lot of people have opinions on the library.
Stressful.
Very scary level.
It was very stressful when I played
and
it.
Not just because it's like horror themed, because the tricks are incredibly hard and incredibly random. I think this is like there's a lot of very difficult tricks in this speedrun, but like most of them you have a lot of control over. The library has a lot of tricks that you have very little control of. You're kind of at the game's mercy. We're going to introduce the concept of a flood bump. It's very similar to a teleport, but it's much shorter range, and it uses the flood have this mechanic because they're kind of like a zombie parasite race. When a flood spawns, it has a small chance of being what we call a reviver, which means they die in fewer shots. This guy will go down in 2 shots, and then he's going to stand back up like, it's a resurrected zombie. But when they stand up, they can actually bump you, and we get to move like a couple feet forward, but that's enough to glitch inside the door that's normally locked for like a minute and proceed with the level. There's potentially 5 of those in this run. That's a very optimistic count.
Those things are the reason why I got to double tap everything.
I think we're going to go for at least 3, maybe 4. The 5th one is like literally completely RNG and sometimes crashes the game. So I'm hoping we don't do carrier bump, but
I'm going to go for it. I'll go for it. I'll go for it once.
Do you have the? I think there's
have a backup
with the,
as well.
Do you have the crash fix running? Like there's a fan.
Yeah.
Isn't there a fix for that?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, that's good. So we're hopefully not going to crash. But yeah, it's, as I said, it's totally random whether these flood are revivers or not. There's some manipulations you can do to like, so that first one is guaranteed to be a reviver because he spawns with the start of the level and the RNG seed is always the same. But every other flood is totally random. And the best you can do is set up a checkpoint right before the flood spawns and then just keep trying over and over and over with the revert. That's what's going to happen on Dark Door. I believe there's a donation wishing Kronos a first try Dark Door, which would be great. It's a 40% chance per revert. So the odds are it doesn't go that way, but hey, who knows? Maybe the donation
40%
has blessed us with good luck.
That's a lot, kinda,
Very
a little bit.
RNG heavy trick, Dark Door.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get it first try, and then other times you get it, 12th, 13th.
Yeah, there's some truly like
unlucky,
statistically anomalous videos out there of people failing. Like it's a 40% chance, and you failed it 14 times in a row. Like, okay, the speedrun gods have decided that you do not get a PB today. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is actually pretty optimal for me to go for carrier bump right now. I have extra overshield. So,
yeah,
if I fail it, I don't lose any time, hopefully, as long as I don't die.
This door used to be really chill. You could just like wait in a spot and the enemies wouldn't fight you, but here we go with a different type of flood bump.
Oh no,
oh,
I missed.
All right. Yeah, the carrier bumps are much more, they're like even more random than regular flood bumps because it doesn't use the same mechanic of the flood standing up to bump you. It actually, when you explode a carrier form, they spawn a bunch of the little tiny popcorn infection guys. And when those guys spawn, they have a chance of bumping you. But their position is literally completely random. There's zero way to control it at all. You just try and you see what
How do I
happens.
still have overshield?
Wait, yeah. What? Is this on Legendary? Those are my favorite YouTube comments when people like don't understand how good people are at speedrunning this game. They're like, hey, look, I played this game on Legendary and the enemies killed me way faster than you. Like, no, you're watching a video of an elite gamer. Legendary is nothing.
He's very elite. I've been saying that since the beginning.
I really like this route. It's because it's not like secret.
He be working them. He be working them out.
Just,
Yeah, you just walk through the center and you don't have to deal with all the rocket flood and the
yeah.
other way, which is
ridiculous.
very interesting.
And I think isn't there a soft lock here? Is that only if you get carrier bump?
Yeah, if you get carrier bump, you can soft lock if you go at a very specific time frame. It's like within a 1 or 2 second interval.
Yeah. This door jams halfway and they try to make you wait, but hey, just a grenade jump. All right, so
Good old grenade
chat, I
jump.
need you to cross your fingers for this segment here. This is
Scary hallway.
there's some very challenging combat. You know, we try as hard as we can as speedrunners to skip the difficult combat, but sometimes it's not an option. Sometimes you just have to get through it, and it's a speedrun, so we're not gonna take this timidly. Kronos is just going to be barreling past a bunch of enemies, and they have rockets and shotguns and all sorts of horrible things. So, good luck, Kronos. I believe in you.
So kill these 3 guys. Hopefully, don't take too much damage here. Okay.
Yeah.
Hope these guys aren't bad. Okay, they're good.
We're chilling. Here comes Rocket
Go
Boy.
frag. I should be good. Don't want to jinx myself.
Okay. We're chilling. Yeah, look at that. Your shield's
We are
recharged.
good.
Oh my god. Wow, that's awesome. That's great.
He really making it out of there.
Oh, okay.
And this is on Legendary.
Some extra insurance there.
Yeah, well done. That's not an easy segment. That's one of those, like, so many people have childhood memories of taking like 4 hours to beat this level on co-op with their sibling.
Man, who you
Like,
telling?
those segments are why. Like, there's just so many enemies in such a tight area, spawning from all sides, in front of you, behind you, like above you somehow, and we just hold W, and it works.
Man, that was crazy.
That's a load off. Now it's
He literally just ran
soon dark
past
door
everybody.
time.
Yep. Hopefully, first try. Fingers crossed.
I'm believing.
So there's a couple enemies in this next section that I have to kill. Especially in this tunnel. Hopefully they all die to this frag grenade.
Yeah. And there's a checkpoint minute coming up soon, because as I mentioned, it's very important to be able to retry spawning the flood to see if you get a reviver. And if you don't get the checkpoint minute, it's very, very time consuming. Ooh. So you kind of, like, I believe the game's already trying to give you a checkpoint, and you kind of need to stay in danger so that you don't get it. That's part of why we're running so fast here.
Yep.
As we round the corner, we'll hopefully get a checkpoint, and then it's Dark Door RNG time. Here
Okay,
we
we're
go.
good.
So he's going to shoot the elite. If it dies in 2 shots, if it falls down after 2 shots, then it's a reviver. So we're just going to keep retrying until we get one.
Oh, that
he
was a
walked.
reviver, but he walked.
Yeah, there's a very small chance that the AI will just decide to start moving immediately. And,
Oh, it's also because of my grenade choice right here. That's why. Not used to doing
they're
it
wa-
with a plasma.
they're walking a lot. All right. Well,
Okay. RNG
like-
does its thing.
So you trying
I'd
to
like
do the little
apologize to
teleport
the person
thing?
that donated, wishing us first Dark Door. Best we can do is like 6th, but that's how Halo goes sometimes.
Yep.
Rocket flood on the left. What's he got?
He didn't spawn there.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, time for like a skip that somehow went missed for like 20 years.
Yeah. It's very interesting. So
Yeah.
normally a bunch of enemies spawn at this section, but if you walk at the very corner right there, you just skip this entire like
Yeah.
wave of enemies that spawns in here, which was very scary.
Very problematic. Like we were jumping over that thing for 20 years, and one day, someone just walked 2 feet to the right and found, oh, the trigger doesn't happen if you walk 2 feet to the right. More combat. These hallways,
Shotgun was so
thankfully, a
powerful
bit
back
less
then
hectic,
in
but
Halo
still somewhat
1.
hectic compared to the previous ones.
Halo 2 is absolute trash.
90-second door. And I'm sad about this trick because this used to be the segment where you could go like grab a drink from the kitchen, you could go to the bathroom, like you could just, this door locks for 90 seconds and there's a spot you can hide, but it's a speed run and everything becomes faster. So we're gonna trigger this door, walk back, and as it closes, if he hops inside, it glitches him into the door, now inside the geometry, positions himself very carefully, does some very precise inputs, and he should teleport. Oh no.
I moved
He
my
should-
mouse a tiny bit right there.
Oh, you were
why.
talking about that, yeah.
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 It's very, very precise, a lot of these teleports, so you have to be very careful.
Yeah, and the like pixel lineups that he's doing, he like lines everything up, moves a certain way. These have been developed over the course of like years by very dedicated community members,
It's
I guess
ridiculous.
we'll say. And
Ridiculous.
they find these reliable setups that let us do these crazy teleports. So he's teleported into the ceiling, he's jumped into a light fixture, he's now teleporting like 50 meters to the right, past the locked door, and past the enemy spawns, thankfully. And now that's the end of the third floor.
Yep.
Moving on to the 4th and final library floor. Gotta say, I've seen libraries go a lot worse than this.
Yeah, it is a very scary level overall.
Yeah, and there's the opportunity for one more flood bump. It's like pretty risky. I'm not gonna blame you if you don't try it in a marathon scenario.
Only go for it if it's the very first guy that happens to be a human guy.
Yeah, that sounds good. This one, like, there's no way to like set up a flood really well. There's no way to control like anything about it. You just sort of hope that the first guy through works. And there's a lot of randomness. Like, they're flood with guns, and for some reason, flood with guns sometimes just don't shoot. They just run at you, and that's what you're banking on happening for this setup. It's generous to call it a setup. But
Nice grenade jump.
We're gonna try. Sometimes they just decide to shoot you, and that's obviously a problem. So this is the final locked door. Oh, we got a flood. He's got a shotgun. We hope he doesn't shoot the shotgun. We hope he just walks over for no reason, which he's done. Get the setup. Two
No.
shot. Oh man, yeah,
Wasn't
he fired.
This
He
guy
fired and he
was,
missed.
but
Oh no.
yeah,
Oh, was he?
I'm pretty sure he was. He dropped the frag. I think I dealt too much damage to him.
Oh yeah,
Something.
yeah, so, yeah. If you use the wrong gun to knock a reviver down, they will just straight up die. Oh well, it's pretty small and like, once again, completely out of your control. You did the setup perfectly, and he just wasn't a reviver.
Yeah. Now we just wait for this door. Here we go.
Yep. But we're technically not done with the tricks because there's still yet another grenade jump coming up. It's a small one, but it's got a much tighter timing window than the previous ones. If you get it wrong, things go very south for you.
I kind of want to take the wrong version and the right version side by side.
Should be good here. Just try not to die to any of these guys.
Yeah, he's got to keep his shields and health high because he's about to do a grenade jump. On the moving door, catch the window. Yeah, nice. So the enemies are now jumping through, and you can't see it, but like 20 flood are about to spawn behind him, which is supposed to be like the epic final wave, the final battle of the whole level. But we just got past it, so no problem. And now I've got a 63-second cutscene, so we can drop some donos in here.
Nice.
I've got you covered. The $117 train has not stopped, y'all. We've got $117 from B Deedle. 117 hype train, you say? Yes, we did. We got $117 from Socratic Bear. Let's give one
Man,
final
I can't
effort
give out
to hit that
117.
3 million.
I can give out
GDQ is
a
an
dollar.
amazing pillar of the gaming
A
community.
good dollar on
And
you.
Together we can finish the fight.
I could drop a
against
dollar on you with
cancer.
17 cents on it.
And we've got $117
You know what I'm saying? I could
from
drop that.
The Dose, who says,
I
"We
can't
need
do
a weapon
100.
to fight cancer." Been an awesome week of great runs. Always love watching GDQ throughout the year. Awesome that Halo Combat Evolved made it in this year, and hopefully
Yeah, y'all,
one
back to
day
that Discord
we can
question,
finish
though.
the fight
Should I
against
create a
cancer.
Discord or not? You know, because I
And
got
we
a
got a 3, 4,
I got a
5, 6
TikTok, I got an
iteration from
Instagram.
Adversaries. Good
I don't
luck,
really be on
Kronos.
there
I've
like
been so
that,
lucky
but I
to be a
do
part of the
I do
Halo
post
Run
on there.
community for over 7
I feel like a
years.
Discord
Kronos has been such an integral
would allow me
part
to
of
talk
keeping
with
the
y'all
community
more.
active with events like the Halo
I don't
Run
know though.
Grand
Should I make that or
And a
not?
big shout out to Goat Rope for helping to create the Halo Runs website in the first place and being involved.
I'll be
all
getting
these
some
years.
people.
Kronos,
Some of
don't
my
forget,
friends be like, "Yeah,
you need
make
to
one."
stop for Echo 419.
Some people are like, "No, you don't need one
I
yet."
don't know if that's true.
What's that
They're like,
Halo Runs
"I'm not
website
big
again, by
enough."
the way?
I don't
So
know.
glad you asked. I don't think it's mentioned yet.
Should I make one now or not?
HaloRuns.com. If you go to your web browser and type that in, press enter, you're going to find all sorts of speedrun leaderboards, videos, streams, an awesome community with cool people hanging out in it all the time. Oh, it's a great time. I got to recommend it.
HaloRuns.com. I can just type that in right now and go there.
Yeah, any browser, any computer, even on your telephone, you could do it. It's crazy.
Ooh, don't mind if I do.
Fully compatible. iOS, Android, Windows, we got it all. Yeah, this is Two Betrayals. This level,
I'm going to search what's left
I have a
of the
complex
background
relationship
and
with this
see if I
level.
can locate the
This level used to be like the most combat intensive level in the whole game.
Really, more
And
than
then
the
people
flood?
found a trick to skip all the combat, but the trick is still really hard. So it's not like the level's like free and easy and like it's still just really hard. If you've not seen the modern strategy for Two Betrayals, you're about to have your head exploded. So maybe put a tarp down.
Oh, I don't think this grenade setup will work.
Oh,
My frag went way over, I think, yeah.
that's too bad. No, the Banshee's been pushed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once again, if you watch the segmented speedrun, you will find footage of this Banshee flinging towards the player thanks to a fancy set of grenades, but unfortunately, didn't happen for us today.
Yeah, I overthrew it by a small amount.
Everything got to be so precise for these tricks.
So we
Okay.
deloaded all of the enemies by pressing this door twice, and now we have to press it again to load back in all of these enemies to continue the level.
In case the monitor or his
So
find a way to activate
we can
Vader's final
continue to progress, and we're coming up to a very difficult trick.
The machinery in these
Yeah.
Very complicated to explain, so
This is one of those tricks that was like known about for a really long time, but was never actually made viable. This is called Banshee out of level. You've seen us get the player, get the Master Chief out of bounds a few times this round. We're about to get an entire Banshee out of bounds, which is really complicated. Basically, the game loads the world in like chunks, and so if we, it's like right now the canyon area that we just saw outside is not loaded. It doesn't exist. Once we go back out there, this room is going to stop existing. Lots of
Need one
RNG with the
red
Sentinel
here.
view.
One
Yeah.
red here doesn't help.
Yeah, sometimes you walk through there and they literally don't hit you. Sometimes they just nuke you. It's just randomness.
I'm just gonna wait a lot for my shields here.
Yeah, that's safe.
pulse generators
Um,
overloaded.
but yeah, so we're gonna use two Banshees. We're gonna park them on the edge of a loading zone, and then he's gonna get out of bounds and then traverse back to the edge of the loading zone without hitting the loading trigger, and then use that to fly out of bounds. So he parked the Banshee outside in a very specific spot. Now he's gonna fling himself through the ceiling. It's gonna take a couple tries because there was a very big controversy about this trick about whether we should like let people use certain software to control the
worked.
mouse here. All right, so he's flung himself out of bounds. He's now outside of
Second
the loading
try.
zone trigger. So he loads the room back there. He's deloaded the canyon outside. You're gonna be able to see it, but the canyon out here is not real. Oh no!
Good thing I have a checkpoint.
Very good thing you have a checkpoint. This platforming is like really complicated. Like, God, Halo 1 out of bounds platforming is super glitchy. Okay, so he's in a Banshee. None of the geometry you see here is real. The only thing that's real right now is the room that he just left.
Okay.
So
Head through that That's the way to the next.
I actually lied to you. There's another real thing. The triggers. So this level has like 25, 43, like some insane number of triggers that you have to hit in sequence. That's why we've never been able to like break it speedrun wise. But if you fly a Banshee through the triggers while the geometry is not loaded, it all still works. Every time he hits an invisible trigger here, the game's like, all right, the script is progressing, spawn a bunch of enemies, but the enemies don't spawn because this space doesn't exist in the game. Like there's nowhere to put them.
Right.
So he's, as far as the game thinks, he's progressing, just beating the game in sequence at like, this is not a sequence break according to the scripts, according to the software. But he's just hitting everything in ethereal space in a Banshee, and he's going to be doing this for a while.
Yeah, so hopefully I did it correctly here. So there's a couple visual and audio cues that you use. So there's one here. There's the explosion, which is
That's good.
Otherwise, it means I missed one of like 15 triggers back then, which
and
is
you can't
always
know,
not fun.
'cause they're totally invisible. There's no feedback other than that explosion, and it's pretty sad because you have to go back and redo the entire thing if it goes wrong.
You hopped out and hopped back in?
Also getting in and out of the Banshee here to continue to load in these next sections of the game. I believe it's called BSP loads.
Yep, and he has
we
to stay out of
continue to
bounds as he does
progress.
that, or the whole trick goes away. I believe that there are some backup saves in a folder, but I'm also believing that we're not going to need them.
Yeah, hopefully we don't need a backup save here, because if I fail something, that is probably about 5 minutes gone, so...
Yeah. It's a real run killer
all
this
the
level.
backup saves.
More triggers to hit. And now we're gonna go do second generator. Yes, catching up with the lore. There's 3 pulse generators here that help the Halo kill everything in the universe. We're trying to disable those so that it doesn't happen. Pretty straightforward sci-fi story. But we're coming up on the second generator here. And it kind of looks like he's following the like geometry of the level, even though it's not real. Once again, he's hitting triggers. The only reason we're able to do this is because some very cool people in the past have built some third-party software that lets us view the game triggers, so we can actually see where the volumes are, where we have to stand to do certain things.
Oh no.
Oh no. All right. So we're redoing some trigger.
Okay, we'll pretend that we hit that trigger.
Oh, are we doing a backup save?
Yeah, I'll do a backup save.
I think that's a reasonable choice.
Yeah, the trigger that I missed was all the way at the bottom of the elevator, which is about a minute of flying back, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, technically I could hit it here, but then it would be more flying back and forth.
Hey, live your life, Kronos.
Yeah.
Another BSP load. These are not easy. Like I learned this strat a year ago, and man, is it hard. Just like getting the Banshee just close enough to the game world without clipping back in bounds, because as soon as you're even slightly in bounds, even a tiny bit, it just yanks your Banshee in there and you can't get it back out.
Yeah, so I'm going to basically fly to where my checkpoint that I saved is, and I'm going to inject it in. So let's see. So normally you would come here, there's like a marker, you would get some dialogue here by flying here, and then you will fly straight here and let me load in my checkpoint save once I see this stuff again.
Huge shout outs to Burnt for his wonderful checkpoint manager software. That's his, right?
Yep.
I'm shouting out the right person. Wonderful. Great guy.
Okay, there we go.
Look at that. We're
So I
back on track.
did it. Okay, so now we do this trick. Broken door skip, so we skip past this door that normally like breaks and
It tries to prevent you from taking the vehicle through. And we're back in bounds, and there's enemies. The level's back on track. Man, it truly is a delight. Like, having done so many speedruns where we had to fight all of the enemies in all of the rooms for the entire level, it's really nice to see this level broken.
He just flew through this whole thing.
There's a couple triggers left. There's the famous 5 float trigger. This is the reason we have to do all these triggers. Like, this is the one trigger that's unskippable in the whole level.
Yeah,
you need to kill a certain number of enemies here.
Yeah. believe there's 2 groups of 5 flood, but you only need to kill 5 of them
Yep.
in one or the other.
Yep. Yeah, this whole area. And he does, it would be nice to just fly to the end here because we have a Banshee. You're supposed to be on foot here. But there, once again, there are triggers to hit. So there's a trigger here. He has to go down to the ground to hit. It's going to fly up a bit to avoid the rocket launcher flood here. Hit one final trigger and then turn back to the end of the level. And that'll be that. We'll be on to keys. Yeah. I love keys.
With the very fun keys flood bump. Very iconic trick.
The first flood bump ever done in a speedrun. It's funny, like library is very associated with the flood bump now because there's 5 of them, but keys is the OG flood bump level.
Okay, so I'm going to be using an audio cue here during the cutscene to guarantee that I get a reviver flood. So
Final
once
target
the
neutralized.
cutscene
Let's get out of
starts,
here.
I'll listen. It's also a visual cue that I use as well.
The Covenant network is absolute chaos.
I think that should be good.
Looks good. This is an RNG manipulation. The RNG
How did you
seed
skip
for
out of
this-
that?
For every level in this game is set to the same value at the start of each level. So if you do the same inputs, like just walking forward there, you're gonna get the same outcome. So hopefully that manipulated this flood into being a reviver. I'm believing in Kronos' ability to do the manipulation. I'm gonna pop
Nice.
this guy. Yeah, got the knock. Boom, right through. That's awesome. All right, so that just
Nice.
skipped like, I don't know, 8 minutes of regular gameplay. This level, we kind of skipped it. This level's kind of horseshoe shaped. Like you technically start right next to the ending.
They not even loaded.
There's actually a little grate you can see through. And see like the spoiler of Captain Keyes being flood infected. They just wanted to do that for dramatic effect, I guess. But hey, we're speedrunners. We're going to take advantage of that. We're not going to do the whole circuitous route that they expect you to. Unskippable cutscene. It's funny. This is the fastest level in Halo 1, but it's also the level with the longest unskippable cutscene in level.
The captain.
If this cutscene didn't exist, this would be like a, I don't know, minute 40 level.
We can't let the flood get off this ring.
Also, it's important to note that I killed all of the enemies because when you enter this cutscene, all of them reanimate, so they can easily kill you, especially on Legendary, and you have no control over that if you are still in the cutscene. And if you die, that's very bad news.
You'd think they'd make you invincible during the cutscene, but they don't. They just teleport your body like under a platform, but the flood can still find you and they can still kill you.
For real?
And I've seen it happen.
While you up under the platform?
Nice. Yeah, now just walking to the end. There's a lot of enemies to run past, but you know, most of the time you get through no problem. Hit the trigger, drop down.
Can I drop, please?
Nice. There you go.
Yeah, I have
We're
to be
good.
very careful there because if I drop down a bit too far, like all the way to the ground, I would probably die of fall damage as well.
Yep. And that's Keys. What a quick level.
What a
This is
very quick
actually a
level.
cold split. Very clean.
Nice.
Grab one of the escort vans.
That's 9 levels down. 1 to go. The famous Ma. Once again, more out of bouncing.
You might be able to do this in not a minute 17, an hour 17.
How extended of a bump are you going for? Do you do the like early out of bounds?
Yep, we are doing
Nice.
everything.
Okay, glad
We're
to
doing
hear
it all. Let's go.
All
Let's get it.
Yeah, this is one of the first levels that had like a truly out of bounds glitch in it way back in the day. It was, I don't know, very tough to do, and it was like a pretty small version of it. As time has gone on, it's just been extended and extended and extended. People stay out of bounds for longer. They get out of bounds earlier. There's a door that's about to get bashed open by the flood. This one here. If he stands in the corner as they bash it open, bloop, he just gets put out of bounds, and he doesn't have to deal with this insane number of enemies. He'll still have to hit the loading zone here. Yeah, if he crouches there, it's going to load the next area. He's going to keep platforming around, and we're going to see once again yet another teleport. This is I don't know. We'll call it one of the harder teleports. I think it's pretty hard. It's very precise positioning, and it requires a very precise input. Oh my, wow! First try, nice job, dude. It's
Nice
like you have to
job.
jump and press W one frame apart from each other, which is really hard to do. And he got it first try. And this is one of the first teleports where we found that you have to have like a specific mouse sensitivity for it to work, because there were some runners who are just like, I literally can't do this. My game looks exactly the same. Then we found, oh, your
it's
sensitivity
like-
is ruining it.
There's like 5 different ones that work or something, and
Yeah.
all the rest don't.
Yeah.
It's very
2.1,
interesting.
3.1. Yeah. Oh, you're just going through the middle, huh? That's how things go. That's sick.
And he's living on the edge.
Halo.
This is still
Before
legendary.
we would
Ridiculous.
always go through the sideways, but not
Yeah.
anymore.
Nope.
Everything's way more optimized now.
And we've got so much OS, and we've got a rocket launcher for a reason.
Yep. We're doing a rocket jump here. I have full, like a lot of overshield, which makes this
Yeah.
doable, which is really nice.
Not always an option.
Engine room located.
Boom.
Ooh,
Love it.
one
I like
right.
it.
That was scary.
That's fine.
Alert. Monitor
That's fine.
all command.
Who needs health?
We can't restart the countdown.
Yeah, so there's 4 of these engine cores we have to open. You're supposed to do them one at a time, but you can just do them 2 at a time. There is an IL strat where you can shoot them from the outside, but it's so pixel perfect that like nobody does it, because it just ruins everything if you get it wrong. This room he's in has like, I guess you'd call it like,
I
sorry, go ahead.
messed it up. I pressed the
Oh, no.
thing at the same time the Cortana dialogue happened, which is
Oh,
not
does that
good.
break it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
Well,
it's gonna be
this makes
interesting.
what I was about to say very relevant. This room has what I would describe as an accelerating spawn rate, where the longer you're in this room, the more enemies there are. And it just goes up and
That
up and up over
sucks.
time. So if things start to go
Yeah.
hairy, there you go.
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
happens when.
Yeah. It's another one of these
not-
like Halo speedrun things where if you can get through as fast as possible, it's fine. If you're a little bit slow, it just becomes a nightmare.
I
So,
was actually a bit too fast.
oh, right, because of the button. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then yeah. So, round 2, this one's gonna go better.
Yeah.
It's a
It
hard
was
room
like
for sure.
I pressed it at the same frame.
Pull back the exhaust pipe. Expose the shaft.
Now we're good.
That's good.
Primary fusion drive. Good. Step 1 complete.
It's pretty amazing the like level of understanding the community has achieved.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy was very mean.
He really wanted you. This is so as cool as this rocket jump is, we do have to acknowledge that it leaves you very low health, which leaves you vulnerable to enemies like that. So you know, it's all about the give and take, the risk and the reward. That's speedrunning right there.
The level of understanding of this
This
map
time I have
and just
a
all
lot
the
of
maps and the
extra health now.
checkpoints and the
Yep. Yeah, I thought you delayed
and
the rocket bit for a slightly
what's his name jumps,
smaller rocket jump, but
the rocket jumps
More
and
health, which is good.
the teleport jumps,
hard to actually know,
Banshee
yeah.
jumps.
oh
Oh my
did that
gosh,
go?
this guy is not cooperating.
It's all good. We'll get there.
Using explosive. I recommend a grenade or rocket. If you run out of
Of course, these
Should
flaps
be
are on a
good
timer.
now.
Yeah.
Analyze.
There you go.
Yeah.
4 out of 4.
Kind of unfortunate there,
Sirens
but
playing.
it's fine.
On the other
Hey, these things happen. It's Halo.
enough to trigger a wildcat explosion of the engines.
I always find this fight super hard. Good luck, Kronos.
And he came in swinging.
All right, that was pretty straightforward. Oh, fuel rod guys still doing their thing.
Okay.
Nicely done. All right, got a nice big elevator ride, and then we've got the Maw run, which is, it's just the Maw run. It's pretty straightforward.
You say that, but I was
I think
having a
I'm
lot of
actually
trouble with
gonna
it.
Tie 117 or get very close to 117.
Oh, that's perfect.
Perfect time.
Yeah, that's great. We could definitely do a couple donations here.
Sure. Speaking of 117, we've still got the train going. We got $117 from John Halo, who says, "Gotta catch the train." And we have $15 from DM Penguin. Go Kronos! You're nailing this run. Thank
I
you for
tried
all
this
the work
level,
you put
like,
into the Halo Runs community.
10 times
Also,
on my
shout out
first
to the lovely
playthrough.
painting on your wall.
It was so difficult.
We've got
Now I was playing on
$10
normal.
from Mr. Penguin Von Penguin. Watching this marathon as I sit in a chair getting tattooed. Towards the end of 2020, my stepmom was diagnosed with end-stage liver cancer, and we lost her 2 months later. Take this money and help others detect cancer early so they are not lost like that, and maybe one day we can take out cancer like Master Chief takes out his enemies. We've got $25 from AOKB. You know, I've always accidentally killed my Marine allies. I never realized I was doing the right thing. Here's $25 for clearing my conscience.
There you go. So what's the?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go for it.
Kronos, what's the call? Are we saying hi to Echo 419 or no?
I don't think so. I think if I play normally, I'm going to get a 117 flat. I want to get that.
All right, that sounds good. I'm looking forward to that.
It might be very close. We will see.
Yep. There is, we mentioned this segmented speed run. The segmented run does a trick before this that actually breaks the triggers in such a way that Echo 419 never shows up here. So in a way, we kind of saved her life. Echo 419 doesn't die in the segmented run. But sadly, she's going to die in this one.
Yeah, since we're coming up to the end of the run, I would like to give some shout-outs, big shout-outs to everyone in the Halo Runs community.
Yeah.
Definitely, huge factor. Shout-outs to the Elder Scrolls community. I know I shouted out the Halo Runs community when I did my Skyrim run a few years ago.
I still gotta watch that.
So, definitely really happy about that.
Yeah, the community is honestly, like, as somebody who's been speedrunning this game since 2004, there has never been a more vibrant, exciting, amazing time to be part of the speedrunning community in general and Halo specifically. It's unbelievable, the like level of community, the support, the like tools that are getting built, like so often I'll see like a new speedrunner show up and be like, hey, I'm like trying to get into this game, and like we go live on Twitch and a bunch of veteran runners hop in their chat and they're like giving them advice and like showing them how to get things set up. Like it's just really nice to see, you know? I've been watching this for a long time and it just brings me happiness because I know speedrunning brought me a lot of happiness. It's just great.
Yeah, also big shout outs to all of the other Halo runners.
And he might get 117
You know
flat.
who we are. Yeah.
Oh wait, 360.
360.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I know, a little bit off.
It's not a valid record if you don't do a 360. That's a Halo Runs rule. Not actually, but it should be. That 360 is actually technically a strat. It helps level the vehicle out. If you just drive straight off, sometimes it flips and dies. Time for barrel skip, the last trick in the run. Can we get some god barrels? Nope, regular barrels.
Come on.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, they want you to walk through this final section, but we're not doing that. We're driving through.
Oh, still 117.
Right? Awesome. Great job, Kronos.
He made it.
Yeah. Definitely solid run. Pretty happy about it.
117.38. He made it.
Here we go.
Shoutouts to GDQ for hosting this great event. Very happy to be a part of it. Shoutouts to all of the other GDQ runners. And I really enjoyed being here.
Yeah.
And especially having you for commentary, Goat Rope.
Hey, I'm ecstatic to watch it. I'll let you know, my GDQ run of this game was a 151. So I think your 117 is a bit of an improvement.
Hold on, wait, what is he doing?
Hey, I'm ecstatic to watch it. I'll let you know, my GDQ run of this game was a 151.
Why he
so
holding
I think
an
your
elite?
117 is a bit of an improvement. Super
What's
amazing.
going on, bro? They was just fighting. Why Sergeant Johnson was holding that elite like that?
Money making season and being broke is treason.
All right, yo, that was Halo Combat Evolved by Games Done Quick. Kronos, he was the person doing it. Shout out to them. Games Done Quick, they explain a lot to me, which is why I like them. Like I said, I also haven't seen anybody else speed runs, but I know that they will explain it to me as someone who never seen it before, because I don't know the trick and stuff that they're doing. But yeah, if y'all like this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Oh, let me know about that Discord question, man. I'm still thinking about that Discord question. And yeah, I'm out.